Shooting erupts in Toronto on Wednesday, killing one innocent man, while over the weekend there were calls by protesters to defund the police. This is the Grey White North Report. Okay, so on Wednesday morning, Joseph Hart, 50 of Toronto, was killed in North York and 6 others were injured in Little Jamaica Town in Toronto. This involved 2 separate incidents in the early hours, and the police had already identified the man who was killed. Now, Mr. Hart was found with a gunshot wound to his upper body in a parked vehicle, and he was pronounced dead a short time later in the hospital. A dark-colored vehicle believed to be involved in the incident was seen traveling. Now, investigators believed it was a targeted shooting, and they're asking for any information or videos. Meanwhile, 6 other people were shot in the Little Jamaica neighborhood at a bakery and were sent to hospital. A vehicle pulled up outside the bakery and occupants fired multiple rounds at 6 people who were gathered in an alcove to seek shelter from the rain. Most of them have already been released, and it seems to be a gang-related and targeted event. So Councillor Josh Matlow says that the shooting at Spencer's Bakery is horrifying. Gang violence in Toronto must be addressed. Reached out to the police and speak with the mayor today. So this kind of gun violence is absolutely unacceptable, is what he says. Meanwhile, last weekend, Defund the Police protests held in Toronto as demonstrators point to government inaction. So marches are being held nationwide as protesters call for defunding end to police brutality. Meanwhile, you just had a shooting. Defunding the police is not going to make gang shootings go away. What happens when you defund the police? You're going to get more gang shootings. The protests in Toronto continued because of the Special Investigations Unit declared police officers wrongdoing in the death of Regis Korchinski-Paquet. Turns out that she was trying to jump from her balcony to a neighbor's balcony, slipped and fell to her death because she was trying to evade police. Again, simple case. You sit down, shut up, and do what you're told. When the police are there, nothing's going to happen to you. So there are a lot of signs saying abolish the police. Are you kidding me? Demonstrator Sheila Nathan Turner said that funding for police should be funneled into community associations that are better equipped to address issues like mental health, addiction, and people experiencing homelessness, and do not rely on violence. Really? You're going to send a social worker into that stuff? They're not going to be able to do anything. What are they going to do? They want to put money into training other people to do a lot of other things they are doing. Really? And she, as a black woman, she emphasized how she and many black people associate the police with brutality. So hundreds attend defund police rally in London to support larger movement. Hundreds, eh? Last time I checked, there were 400,000 people in London alone. So they're definitely a small minority of social justice warrior nuts. It was organized by Black Lives Matter London and comes on the heels of a police shooting of a black... they're using Jacob Blake as an excuse. What happens in the States happens in Canada. Oh yeah, right. Come on. Give your head a... Defunding the police means defunding the police. There's no ifs, ands, buts, or whys about it. And it's a very stupid idea, and the majority of us don't want to accept that and don't want that. So these fringe people better learn to... Again, hundreds attend Calgary protests to defund police and support black trans lives. Okay. Had no idea that black trans lives were in danger by police. Again, if you're pulled over by the police, keep your mouth shut, be polite, do what they're asked, because they're not asking anything out of the ordinary, and nothing will happen. Again, hundreds, eh? Last time I looked, Calgary had a bigger population than that. Black Lives Matter is a Marxist socialist organization and will mean nothing good for Canada. So when they talk about defunding the police and putting the money into services and social services and programs, Toronto already has a lot of social services and programs. Already taxpayer dollars goes into all these special programs and services. So many programs that the city of Toronto does alone, and that's just the city of Toronto. That doesn't account what the province spends on social programs or the Canadian government. This is what happens when you're going to defund the police. Your tax dollars are going to go into social programs that don't really affect most people. So my tax dollars are going to pay the ransom for social programs, and it doesn't affect me either way. And then what's going to happen is people are going to start hiring private security companies. So the government will have less control over security forces, and there'll be more violence depending on the type of security you get. So defunding the police is the last thing anyone really wants, except for a few social justice warrior nuts who have nothing better to do with their lives. I say we should fund the police more. But anyway, any Canadians out there, let me know what you guys think. Until next time, this has been the Grey White North Report.
If I don't, Billy come high. Police, sustain. Police, what's the only cause? Police, try to keep. down.